very confusing, and since the English dictionary's meaning is very similar, it's often used interchangeably. That works well in English, but often when it comes to computer science, especially operating systems, concurrency and parallelism are not equal. They're not the same. There's also a talk by Rob Pike, who is the creator of the Go language and is a very famous, distinguished engineer at Google. There's a good talk that explains the differences between concurrency and parallelism. And he says concurrency has more to do with dealing with multiple things, while parallelism has to do with doing multiple things. uh, you should definitely check out the talk, but I'll try to keep things as practical as I can through this video. Let's have a look at an example where concurrency can be better explained. Think about two tasks, when one task is that of a bowler taking the run up and bowling, and the other task is that of the batsman, where he actually times the ball, and in this case he hits it out of the park. So in this case, both the actions, both the tasks are happening concurrently and not parallelly, if you can actually observe, because the ball has to be delivered and then the batsman strikes. Both of these are very essential and they have to happen concurrently in a cricket game, but they're not parallel. So concurrency and parallelism can actually be distinguished easily in a single core operating system, in a single core CPU, even though concurrency is just as easily applicable and can be uh, extended to a multi-core operating system as well, but it just makes things a lot more clearer when it is a single core CPU, wherein you're allowed to do only one task at a time. And the better example, I mean, the good example of parallelism would have to do with the running. Even in a cricket match, you can just assume when they take a single, when they run between the wickets, both the batsmen do it in parallel, and that's not something that's concurrent, but parallel is a better word to describe what they're doing. And even in an Olympic game where athletes just run in parallel. So I hope these two examples were clear enough to distinguish the two. Let's have a look at the textbook definitions of the same. Concurrency, a system is said to be concurrent if it can support two or more actions in progress at the same time. Uh, just notice the emphasis on the word progress. And while parallelism, a system is said to be parallel if it can support two or more actions executing simultaneously. So, one good quick overview or a takeaway from this video would be, in concurrent systems, multiple actions can be in progress at the same time. Need not be executed, but they have to be in progress at the same time for a system to be concurrent, while a parallel system has more to do with doing. Concurrent has to do with dealing, while a parallel system has more to do with multiple actions getting executed simultaneously. So the key concept and difference between these definitions is the phrase "in progress." So, like I already mentioned, in a single core CPU, concurrency is of course possible, but not parallelism. Parallelism does require multiple cores for two things to be executed simultaneously. I hope I was able to distinguish the two terms uh, to the best extent as I could, and I hope this is clear. And thank you for watching. See you next time.